What's up, guys? Cody here today with a Zyra game. So, it's been a while since I've played Zyra, and the reason because is she kind of got nerfed a long time ago. Back when she was OP when they did the mage changes and whatnot. Knows when, I can't even remember now. Back when they did the changes, what happened was Zyra was really OP, and then they nerfed her to bring her back down to Earth, and then no one really played her again. But if you remember, I spammed the shit out of Zyra. So I was surprised when in the wildcard tournament there was I forget if it was either Albus Nox or INTZ. I think it was Albus Nox had someone that played Zyra support still, and I was like, what the hell? Someone still plays this shit? And I was really surprised. This game, I don't think, yeah. So this game, I do believe that, what's my magic pen here? Yeah, I think I have the right Zyra runes on, which is supposed to be the 20 magic pen that she 20, it might be 28, in which case I don't have the right ones, but I think it's 20. I think I've got the right ones. But I was surprised someone was playing Zyra, and then they banned, and then it was funny because it was either, they banned Zyra away, and then he played Bran, and so Zyra and Bran has to be permanent banned from him now. But I was like, hell, I love Zyra, let me play her again and see how she is. So, played her in Ascension, and I had fun with her in there, and I was like, okay, I'm good to go now. I'm good to go. I can play her in a normal game. So, this was a bad game to play Zyra, though. As you can see, they have a Soraka. And what does Zyra like to do? Zyra likes to poke. What does Soraka like to do? Heal her ADC when the ADC is getting poked down. Okay? By the way, Top is feeding this game again. If you've seen the other game I posted. He's gonna feed. It's gonna be fine, though. This whole game, I'm telling him, this whole game he's doing bad and he's getting pissed off and tilted. This was actually before the other game, and I'm telling him, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna carry. You watch and see. And I do carry this game. It's really good. So, I played Zyra not necessarily paying attention that the enemy chose a Soraka, so this was not a good game to play Zyra. However, I make it work, and I make it work good. You're gonna see me. So the way to beat a Soraka lane is to focus on a Soraka, which is bad because the ADC's then, getting free damage off on you, but it's a necessary consequence. And all it really has to do is that we have to outplay them. So I'm gonna be trying to focus everything on Soraka and try to not focus down Caitlyn at all at the beginning part. So I'm gonna go over real fast why Zyra is still good. Zyra is still good because she has Zyra is still good because she has that really good lane presence. What she suffers from a lot is the fact that she's very vulnerable to ganks. She's very vulnerable to dying really fast if someone gets on top of her, and obviously that's that comes as a consequence of running just like straight magic pen for her runes. But yeah, the damage is so worth. So this early game is really tough on us because we're trying to get Soraka down. And you've seen that we do a good job of it. It's just that she's healing a lot. She has no biscuits now. So I do get half her health down, which is really good from just me. One thing to note is that how I'm doing my combos. For those of you that don't know how you do combos on the Zyra or how you do any of your abilities, you use the ability. You have your 2 plants on Zyra that you can put down, your 2 seeds. But you can use normally, so you can put down the seeds and then use your ability to activate them. What you can do is use the ability and then put down the seeds while the ability is traveling or waiting to activate, and the seeds will still sprout when that happens. So it's a really good way of doing it, because they see the E coming and they're like, oh, if I get, they don't think about how much damage is actually coming through with that combo. Rengar shows up, however, he has literally nothing to go on with anything, and he ends up just losing a bunch of health and is getting forced by Soraka to get healed by him. And for whatever reason, he sticks around and loses more health. I hope you can't hear the dog in the background. You can't. Okay. And then our Skarner jungle kind of comes over and gets his ass beat up. Not really paying attention to the fact that Rengar could snare him, and then the whole follow-up and whatnot. So Skarner dies, and that's not good for us. However, it's a kill for Soraka, so you'll notice Pantheon's getting fed. And like I said at the beginning of this game, I keep telling my top laner, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. It's fine. I will carry. Okay? This is gonna be really funny here. With all my plants sprouting. And I keep telling you, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna carry us, don't worry. So, what you do in a situation like this, when you're playing support, how you gonna when one lane is doing bad and the enemy is getting fed, your goal should be to make sure that that person stays under control in fights. So when Pantheon is going to whenever Pantheon gets in a fight, my thought process is use the snare on him, use exhaust on him. If I haven't used my ult, maybe use that if I don't think I'm going to be using it later on in that fight. That is my thought process in this game. For dealing with this Pantheon. I'm also telling Gnar how he's supposed to be building against when he's behind like this. So I'm making sure Gnar is under control. Jace right now is getting really fed. Well, he will be. He's not really fed right now. You can see Gnar is going to be useless. But however, Gnar being down isn't the worst thing to happen, because what can happen is Gnar still has his ult to stun. He still has a lot of crowd control in his kit, and he's being naturally tanky. So it's not like it's the end of the world. Okay, this is where things start to get a lot better now. On Zyra, I have Frostfang, which means I'm going to be dealing some more damage, getting some more money, which is something that I like a lot. But you see Caitlyn walked up way too far here, okay? And she's going to end up losing a shit ton of health. Soraka's going to heal her back up, but it's going to take some time, and it's going to take some of Soraka's health and mana, which is good for us, because we really didn't lose anything in that trade. We didn't, we won that trade effectively, even though Soraka healed her. Oh, it's fine. Soraka had to use the pot here, which is really good for us. Soraka's also building a chain vest. Now that's because she's building into the talisman, and that's going to help against Lucian, but it is not going to help against me whatsoever. I'm going to be dealing true damage to that bitch. And yeah, the Soraka ain't going to be doing nothing. So Soraka ain't gonna stand a chance against me, and we're gonna see that here in a second. I got a nice little combo up on here, and we just, as you can see, I pretty much destroyed Soraka in that fight there. Pretty much destroyed everyone, and Lucian was just kind of there for cleanup, really. To just do the last bit of damage that I couldn't. You'll notice the enemy is getting really dumb here. They're trying to fight a fight that they just can't. And I did not realize I snared TF there. If I had known that, I could have potentially followed up with any ability. And that would have just helped, you know, with poke and whatnot. So I could have done that better, but Rengar stays around way too long and dies in the process from Jace, so that's really good for us. Jace is getting fed, and Jace is getting fed, Lucian's getting fed, I'm doing good. Pantheon's still getting fed, he's not in O. The 12 minutes would normally mean a death sentence for any other team. However, as you can just see, Pantheon just got shut down, so my team is doing a good job of controlling him. Skarner knows that he's got to ult Pantheon to effectively make him use. So this is really funny here, if it happens. Okay, it doesn't happen yet. It'll happen soon, trust me. You'll see. I don't know when it happens exactly, but I just have to say, 471 damage from a fucking trap. That was insane. I have a total of 1100 health. So that was, you know, close to half my health. Right now I'm looking to engage. That's always what you gotta be doing on Zyra. Gotta be seeing where your plants are, what you can be doing. You'll notice I've got a nice little line of plants at the midway point of this lane. There's not really gonna come in handy. But this is where it gets funny. So jungler comes down. I'm like, okay, he's like gonna go, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come in. So I flash, put both of my plants up. Oh, Soraka is gonna die before anyone can do anything to her. and my jungler's just like, oh, I guess I wasn't needed then. And everyone's just so surprised. I'm laughing my ass off at that. I'm just like, yeah, this is Zyra. I can't, you know, why did I stop playing her? She's still so good. And I actually proved to myself that she was actually really good still, because after playing a bunch of games for the night, everyone got off, and I was so tired because I got about 10 hours of sleep over the last 2 days. Which isn't necessarily bad. You know, like you might be thinking, well, 10 hours of sleep, that's not, you know, that bad. But for me, when I'm used to 16 hours of sleep, you know, 16, 18 hours of sleep, I'm all, you know, it's almost half of what I'm used to. So it was not good for me. I was tired, and I still ended up playing a game and winning a Zyra. So as I was saying, I was telling my top laner, we're gonna carry this game. I'm telling him what to do. I'm telling him, you know, just sit under tower, chill, and we'll be fine. See, we're focusing down the Soraka. That's the one thing that we need to be doing in this game. Soraka doesn't have a sight zone still, which means she's a really bad support. Honestly, I don't understand how bad people can be when they don't know how to build a fucking support. How can you not know to build? How can you not know to build Sightstone over your freaking support item? I don't understand how people are so dumb. She's still not building it, so it really frustrates me, and I don't know if you can tell it, but it's really frustrating when I see someone do this. Especially if I'm playing ADC and I see it, because I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? How can you be my support when I'm like God tier? How do you not know the simple basics of the game in terms of how to build a fucking champion? Like, all you had to do is look online how to build it, just look up champion GG, and it'll show you what everyone builds. It's so bad sometimes. Same thing goes with masteries, whatnot. And skill order, like, if you have no idea what the fuck you're doing on your champ, then you're just a bad player. If you don't know how to build properly, how to level up your skills properly, and it's because, you know, you just don't understand. It's like, well, leveling up skills properly. No, I mean, I'm at fault on that one, but I'll say this: and if you're gonna play a role, make sure you know how to play it properly. Make sure you know that, like, your ADC, get the Farsight trinket. If you're ADC, get the Farsight trinket. I say that twice because I have ADCs that don't know how to fucking do that. And it's their main role. If you're playing support, get a sweeper. Level 9, upgrade it to an Oracle lens. Make sure that you get it when you get your Sightstone. Okay? Make sure you get an actual support item. Make sure that the Sightstone is your first thing that you buy. Unless, you know, sometimes I'll get the upgrade to my support item, the first upgrade that costs 500, when I have to do an early back, and I don't have 800 gold on me. That's different, though. Okay, make sure as support you get fucking pink ores. Make sure you get pink ores on every role, to be honest. For the jungler, Spring Smite, get a jungle item. Like, it's silly shit like this that people don't understand. If you die to a jungle camp, you are bad. Okay? You die to a jungle camp, you are a bad jungler. You are a bad player if you do not know how to build properly, if you do not know how to just play the game properly. And I consider that playing, I consider building properly, or part of playing the game properly, because it's very simple, it's very straightforward. You can look it up right before a game. So, same thing goes with masteries. You can't do that properly, then I got no hope for you. So yeah, Ringar ults, I throw down my Q, do everything. Sorry about that rant, guys, but it is very frustrating when I have to play with idiots. Yeah, so this game is going really well. Like I said, I'm gonna carry us, it'll be fine. I'm gonna keep Pantheon under control. The enemy is just so fucking stupid. They just saw we killed Rengar at Dragon Pit. They had to have known we were at Dragon, and they still decided to go on the tower. And then they heard us take Dragon, and then they died still. How dumb can you be? So I just something to point out. Me and Jace both have exhaust, so we are both kind of saving exhaust for Pantheon. Got mid outer, we got bot outer. It's time for me to run top, make sure that this top outer gets destroyed, make sure that it gets pushed out, and yeah, make sure everything is just fine to go. Make sure that our lead doesn't diminish and fade away because of a Pantheon that's ahead, which Pantheon being ahead is a bad thing, but his team being behind is much worse and counteracts it so much more. And plus, Pantheon doesn't really, he doesn't understand that how to just be playing is how I'm gonna put it. He doesn't understand when he's supposed to be where. You'll notice I just completely blew up Kate. Granted, a Jace Q came in, which did a lot of damage, but I had the situation under control. So yeah, this is going really good. Zyra is really good at sieging, in my opinion. She's, well, sieging to a degree. She's very good at anti-sieging as well, but she only gets one shot at it though, so if you screw up, then you gotta wait like 20 to 30 seconds before you get another shot at it. And that, of course, can really ruin over a plan. And the enemy, if the enemy was smart, they could take advantage of that. However, the enemy is not smart and they're a bunch of idiots. Ooh, that's not gonna happen. Need to speed this game along because I've been ranting along way too much this game. And I think we fully understand how strong Zyra is at this point. So, Zyra is gonna be a champion I'm gonna be picking back up again. I might, you know, even go to a point of making a guide for her. Like I said, I've been saying in some previous videos, I am gonna start making guides again. I'm gonna be making a Bard one, as the next guide I'm gonna be making. Because first off, I was done with Rankar. He knew we were all there. That was just so stupid. Because I wanna get back in the habit of doing those. I think those are really they're good. They're good for me for going for like just being like when I say they're good for me in the sense that like it helps me look at how I'm playing it and to make sure that like this is how I actually want to be playing the champion. This is what I think is the best way of doing it, or at least like for me what works. As stuff for like right now they've got the new Corky build with Hex not Hex Shrink, Hex Tech Gunblade. I don't like that. The old Corky build worked just fine for me, and I think that build is just kind of bad, and the Koreans still don't use that build, so I'm completely content with going with the old build still. And yeah. Also, sometimes I do play champions that are kind of out there that most people don't play. I won't say I'm a big advocate for Aatrox, however, I like Aatrox. He was one of the first champions I started playing. You'll notice we're crushing them at this point. And because Aatrox was one of the first champions I started playing, he does have a nice spot in my heart for. Same thing with Yorick until they fucking changed him and made him even worse. Yorick was like a pocket pick against certain champions, and it worked out quite well. But a lot of times, sometimes I'll play off meta things that people don't normally play. So Zyra actually kind of fits into that category, or God works too. And a lot of times there aren't like well-made guides for them, especially in video format, for recent more recent guides for the champion. So it's I think it's really nice for some people to see that and just be like, oh, that's nice of him. Like that's nice. I was really looking like figuring out how to play him, because a written guide only does so much. Sometimes people learn better through like audio, whatnot. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, or like and subscribe if you did, and see y'all in the next one. Thanks.